Hey guys, in this video we're going to be giving you guys a tutorial on how to make a wooden flatland skimboard. This first step will be the supplies that you'll need. So this is the supplies that you'll need. First, we have a half-inch piece of birch right here. I think it's 42 by 21. And then it's a big piece of cardboard for your template. Some paint right here. We just chose the colors that we like. You'll see the finished product a little bit later in this video. But a couple of foam brushes for your poly coat. Some paint or some tape. And then some sandpaper. So here we have our die that we've cut out. And we pretty much just traced it out, got all our specs down. We're making a 18 by 38, I think it is. 18 by 38. And so pretty much we just did 9 right here and then 19 the other way. And it came out really well. We actually used a double-sided piece of cardboard so it will be easier to trace out on the board. Right here, we just have our shape, standard like Flatland board design. Yeah, so next step will be tracing it on the board. Alright, so we just finished tracing the end of the template and came out pretty well. Make sure you use pencil when you do this because the cardboard that you use when you cut it out might have a couple of little blemishes that you'll need to erase and retrace on here. But yeah, it came out pretty well. For this next step, you'll need a jigsaw to cut it out. And here we go. Here, cutting out the board with our stencil. There were only a couple of areas that we needed to touch up on. The corners, we had to sand them down with the belt sander. Yeah, pretty much came out really well. If you have a router, I definitely use that. It speeds up the process a lot and makes it much higher quality. As you can see there, we rounded off the corners. And then we hand sanded it all down the edges, smooth out the edges. And then a palm sander on top, so you guys give it that finishing touch. As you can see here, came out really well. It kind of worked out very conveniently. The piece of wood that we bought had a little bit of bend to it, which already gave us the start of a rocker, as you can see there. We are still going to give it more of a rocker because it's not quite enough and it's not very even. Yeah, so that's the next step. So here we have what you'll need to soak it and put the rocker on. All you'll need is anything really that will give it a little bit of stabilization on the bottom. Something reasonably heavy. We have a small brick here, a couple of hockey pucks there. Then just a cloth to put in between the brick and the board just so you don't scuff it up and ruin your finished job that you did. Alright, so we'll show you here how it looks in the tub. We have it put in the tub. You might need to make a couple minor adjustments by putting a wider base down here. Like we need to put 2 pucks on each side instead of just 4 in total. And then we have our weight under there, our brick, but it wasn't nearly heavy enough to keep it sunk down with a little bit of weight. So you need to put a bag of pucks on top. You can use whatever really that will keep it down and not floating. Yeah, but the brick was just not heavy enough and it floated a little bit above the pucks. You need a little bit of pressure putting down, but not too much. Yeah, and this should give it the rocker. In the next stage, we'll just show when you take it out that you'll probably need to dry it overnight. Alright, so last night we took it out of the tub. We got a great result. We have a pretty good rocker on here. Is pretty much what we need. You see here. I think it's about like a 1.5-inch rocker. Yeah, so next step is going to be putting the poly primer on. So here we go. So here Connor is going to paint on the poly. The first coat, you have to make it thick. So let's brush it on. This is going to seal it and act as a primer for when we paint it. This is by far going to be the most difficult step in in the process of making your board. It takes the most time and effort, and it takes a lot of skill to do this. Make sure you put a nice thin layer on here. And seal the edges too off this first coat. Alright, so right here we finished the first coat of poly on the top and bottom, and we went ahead to tape the edges here. Probably can't see that in the light, but we taped the edges, and then the top design. The top design comes up here and down here and over here and down. There is a little section that we're keeping wood grain and taping over each time we paint, where we'll be able to sign our names when we're done. But so now Connor's going to go ahead and put on the first coat of spray paint. Alright, so you just put on our first coat here. Came out real well. Shows a little bit of grain. We might need to do a second coat on top of it before we do the poly, but the next step will be taking off the tape and then retaping for our blue. Guys, so this step we have to take off all our tape. Yeah, prepare for putting on our second coat in our different color. Here we go. Take it off down here. You gotta make sure you take off the tape perfect, because if you don't, you'll mess up for putting the other layer on for the different coat, different color. There we go. Alright, I got a good one. We got a nice fine line right there, looks perfect. Good so far. Doesn't look like we have any issues other than right here a little bit where it leaked through, but it's not bad at all. Alright, so we're going to cut out right here, and next step will be taking the retaping to put lines right here to tape our blue coat right in here. Alright, so we just finished taping it down. Right here we're going to leave the grain like I said earlier in the video, where we're going to sign our names. Here this color is going to be blue, that's the next step. We taped it off. This is going to be our final design. After this, all we need is one more coat of poly on top, two more on the bottom. We'll be all done. Alright, here we go. Alright, now we're going to paint. In all the videos I've seen, they've shown not to use spray paint. I don't know what the real issue is with spray paint. It stayed on pretty well for us on the first coat. Poly goes over it well, so I think we should be fine. Yeah, so finish up the painting here. We'll do 2 coats of blue, and we'll call it good. Peel off our paint, and then, like I said, poly. Okay, guys, so we're all done painting. Came out very well. We put our little company name, Flatland Skimboard. If you guys don't know, if you haven't seen my previous video, I have been in Canada for about the past week and a half. With my friend Connor here. Yeah, so we've made this board over like 4 days, I think it is. But now we're going to just take the tape off. Yeah, put another clear coat over the top, and then 2 on the bottom. It's about 11:45 right now at night. I'm going to wake up at around 3:30 in the morning, put on another coat, and then probably about when we wake up, we'll put on another coat of lacquer, and then should be dry by the time we leave. We're leaving around lunchtime to head back to Maine, so should work out pretty good. Alright, here we go for taking off the tape, and then right here in the middle, we're going to sign our names in the grain. Alright, so took off the tape. Looks incredible. We got the tritone that we were looking for here. We got like a little misty blue on the orange, straight up orange, or blue, orange, and then the mist again. Came out, I couldn't have asked for more with it. We have the grain right there in the middle, which is really cool. We're going to sign our names there now. And after we do that, we'll put on the coat of poly and show you guys. Hey guys, so right now we're back in Maine, and we are finally finished our board. It took about, I'd say, 5 days to finish. We've been in Maine for 2 days now. I think we put a total of 4 coats of poly on top of the paint, and then we put 2 layers of paint for each color, then 1 layer of poly beneath the paint. And then on the bottom, I think we did 6 coats of poly. Came out great. We left the bottom of the board complete, like regular grain. We didn't touch it. We think it looks cool. We put a 2012, the year it was made. Then the number 1. We're working on our second board right now, actually. We have it right here. Looks really good. You could put a couple of fins on the board. That's actually the back of the board. That's front of the board. Actually, when we soaked it and everything, we did have a little bit of separation here. So we had to take wood glue, glue it together, and clamp it. Came out fine, though. No issues there. Yeah, but the board really did come out great. We ordered a few of these DB Super Cush pads. They're really a nice addition to the board. They look great. We got a couple other colors right here. We're using the white one on that board. I think it'll look really good. Then we have this green one. What we're going to do, that board right there, we're going to have the bottom of it black or red with a black mist like that all the way along the bottom, and then the front we will have a plain black like racing stripe, and we'll have a bunch of stickers on each side. All the stickers are getting here tomorrow. Look pretty cool. Yeah, but this is a finished product of the board. Hope you like it. I'll show a couple of skills of the board, a couple of pictures right now. So thank you for watching, guys. Have a great day. Hope you learned something from this tutorial. If you want a follow-up video on the board, please like. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.